New changes coming up in Destiny 2. Warmind DLC coming out May 8th. And we're going to discuss many more things. Stay tuned, guys. Alrighty, guys. So we just got the weekly update, and it's actually a day early. They put it out a day early. I just got out of class about a couple hours ago, and I played a little bit of the 6-man free for all. So this is why I'm kind of a little late putting it out. I also have not been putting anything out recently about a while. I have not really put out anything in a while. Content have not been doing that, and I dropped the ball for that. Want to grow my YouTube channel, and that's not how you do it, and I apologize for that. But I've been really busy with school, and Destiny 2 kind of just dropped the ball. But you know, we're not going to really talk about that. We're going to just talk about what's going forward. Alrighty, guys. So 1.1.4 came out for to fix the 6-man free for all. It's fun. I like it. I think it's where it should be at right now. Not really going to talk about that. I'm really going to talk about 1.2.0 and beyond. So if you haven't heard, season 3 is going to be coming out on May 8th with the Warmind DLC. So with that, it's got seasonal crucible rankings, private matches, vault space increase, multi-emote, exotic weapon masterworks, seasonal vendor progression, exotic weapon sandbox changes, heroic strike modifiers, and nightfall challenge cards. Alrighty, guys. So the things that I'm going to be looking forward to are the exotics, so the masterworks and the sandbox changes. And then I really like PvE, so I'm really curious to see what they're going to do for heroic strike modifiers and nightfall challenge cards. I'm really excited for that. You know, with the whenever last week I believe, or a couple weeks ago, when they put out for the crispy 2-shot with the Strum and the Drang, I really like that. I'm really curious to see what they're gonna do, how all the exotic weapons are gonna feel, and that their exotic weapons are going to be pretty powerful. So I'm really looking forward to that. But I really wanted to get into the details of this weekly update and what that means for Destiny 2. You have the way how this is set up, y'all. The first thing they talk about after they put out the picture for the Destiny roadmap is how they're changing the game, and then the Warmind DLC. So for just the way how this is set up, I think the May 8th DLC, I don't think it's going to really contribute that much stuff, guys, if I'm going to be honest about it. For a while, I've always kind of had that thought of it's going to be the first expansion, like the first Taken King expansion. That's what's really going to change the game for Destiny 2. I think right now they're just focused on stopping the damage control. They're trying to save the ship at this point, trying to keep the water going on, and then they're gonna pull in the port, and they are going to have repairs done in September, with the DLC coming out in fall. So yeah, that's how I genuinely feel about this. What's going to happen? I'm very intrigued on what that means. So I'm going to go ahead and read what Bungie put out. All right. The community has been talking a lot about some of the things we're deploying for Season 4. Our goals for these features are going to give you more control over how you configure your loadouts on Destiny 2 and give you more reasons to play the game over time. We also want to bring back those exciting moments when you acquire the perfect weapon. To make this happen, updates like the weapon randomization, weapon slot changes, gear collections, and records will be delivered to all players. We now have a plan for raid prestige changes, including raid layers, and will update where it will land in the next development roadmap. Mod changes are being incorporated into our new plan for weapon randomization. Alrighty, guys. So we have confirmed now. We had that live stream that came out last week about 1.1.0, and they talked about, the weapon slot changes. They talked about the random rolls. Now we have actual concrete proof this is going to happen. A lot of the feedback from the community is really like going back to Destiny 1. First of all, if they go back to Destiny 1, it's obviously going to make the game better, but I think that's the easy way out. In order for Destiny 2 to really succeed, they can't go back to Destiny 1. They have to do something new. So with these weapon randomizations, and they say it in the weekly update, the mods, and how I think that's going to be set up is they are going to have essentially probably set perks for guns. Probably they're going to be random like that, but I think you're actually going to have perks as mods. This is my thoughts on it. They really want to reinvent what a mod is in Destiny 2. And I think that's really what it's going to boil down to. I could be completely wrong, and I wouldn't put all of my money on it because it's just my personal speculation, but it does make sense. So you're going to basically essentially you could grind for really, really good mods versus a whole roll of a gun. So that, I think that's going to be the midway point between, people who don't like set rolls and people who do like set rolls. So it's like, you can almost have that god roll weapon, but you just need one more perk. Well, you can go grind for that mod essentially. I think that would be really interesting. It gives a whole new definition for a grind. Instead of going for a whole new weapon, you're going through something that really, really, really sets up your character for strength. And I think that's going to be coming in for Armor too. So look out for that. I'm really curious to see the mods and the weapon randomization. Alrighty, guys, and the next thing I wanted to talk about was weapon slot changes. For me, I like PvE over PvP, and I do feel underwhelmingly weaker. I don't like shooting the boss with kinetics like everybody else, or primary weapons, what we would call them in Destiny 1. A lot of things have been floating around on how this is going to go. I don't really know what to think about it. I think a leading one would necessarily, basically, you get 4 weapons. I just don't know how I feel about that. I also don't like how they just went back to Destiny 1. If that is, so be it, but it's going to be a better change. But I'm really looking for Bungie to put out something good and different to really set Destiny 2 apart from Destiny 1. Instead of just going back to what they know is decent, they create something new. They took a lot of risks for vanilla Destiny 2, and hopefully coming up soon, that is just going to be something we can all laugh at. Besides the fact of this is the second time they've done this in the franchise, but that's a completely different thing. I'm not trying to down talk Destiny 2 and Bungie right now, but I really want this game to succeed, so yeah. So that's really the big things that is going to really change a lot of things. It's going to, I think the September DLC, I think that is really what's going to change the Destiny 2 landscape. I think that's what's going to bring players back, if anything is going to bring players back. I don't think the May 8th DLC is going to really bring players back. I think, like I was saying earlier, it's probably just going to stop the bleeding. It's just damage control at this point. So as a Destiny player, as a longtime Destiny player, what am I looking for May 8th? I want a good story. All right. I've followed the lore since 2014. I've read all the Grimoire cards. I really, really, really love the Destiny lore. And whenever they had, I almost had Trials of Osiris, whenever they had Curse of Osiris come out, I was really disappointed because, Osiris is really I think is one of the coolest characters, and they did not do that whole entire story arc justice. They didn't do Mercury justice. So whenever we're talking about the Warmind DLC, it's probably going to be in Mars. It's probably going to be the Northern Mars. So you're going to be talking about Charlemagne, which is another one of my, I'm like, that's pretty sweet. So hopefully, they give a good collective story for that. They give a really interesting world to explore in Mars. Just something decent. I'm not expecting perfection at this point, because whenever you expect things from Bungie, you're probably going to be disappointed, and I don't mean to be nihilistic about that at this point, but a lot of people are going to hype up May 8th, and a lot of people are going to be disappointed. And you can really see where they're going at with this. They're talking about the state of the game before the DLC. They even did that for Curse of Osiris. They didn't really hype up Curse of Osiris because they knew that it wasn't a decent product. They're not. It's right now it's April 12th, and we still haven't seen a trailer. This is the first we've heard about it on April 11th. So I don't think it's going to be a revolutionary way how to play Destiny. I don't think it's really going to change that much. I think it's going to just be a little bit better. And what we just really got to stay tuned on September and summer. So, yeah, Destiny 2 is going to change for the better, in my opinion, but it's not going to be until later. So let me know what you guys think. This video is made for the Destiny players and the Destiny fans, and I know a lot of people's like, oh, you still play this, or you still want, you want to do content for it. Yes, I do, because I really, really enjoy the Destiny experience. I really have fond memories over it, and I really love the lore about it. So, this isn't made. These videos aren't going to be made for just random person. It's essentially made for the Destiny community. So, alrighty guys, let me know what you guys think. If you hated my voice and if you hated this video, give me a dislike. If you liked it, then give me a like, and tell me what you liked about it and what you're really looking forward to coming up. Alrighty guys, you all have a fantastic day, and I will be putting more videos out here soon.